Hello and welcome to Provoking Tech. I'm Zach, and in today's video, I'm going to be doing the first of a multi-part video series talking about how to protect your Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency. The focus of today's video is actually going to be how you yourself can actually sometimes be your own worst enemy when it comes to safely securing your Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency holdings. Alright, so the first common mistake that I wanted to talk about is sending your Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency to the wrong address. Cryptocurrencies use very long public keys so that you can send your cryptocurrency of choice between yourself and other individuals. However, since this public key is so long, it is prone to being inputted incorrectly if you're going to type it out by hand. With that knowledge, that's why it is advised strongly to not type out the receiving address by hand, and the advisable method is to just simply use a copy and paste to fill in that receiving address, or better yet, use a QR code that will automatically fill in that receiving address for you so that you can be sure that the address you're sending your cryptocurrency to is the correct one. The reason this is very important, whether you're sending 0.001 Bitcoin or 100 Bitcoin, is because once you click that send button, this is a irreversible transaction. It's not like going to Amazon.com and clicking cancel your order. Once you send that button, that Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency is going to be gone, and hopefully it's going to the right address. But if it is going to the wrong address, you can essentially count that cryptocurrency gone forever. There is a very, very small chance that you could send your cryptocurrency to an address that is active and belongs to an honest person that might return it. But that is such a small chance that if you do send cryptocurrency to the wrong address, I would just count it gone forever. So that is why it's very vital that you make sure that the address you're sending to is the correct address, and to always use a copy and paste or a QR code so that you can be sure that the address you're sending to is the correct one. Alright, so the next common mistake is a rather simple one and does have a little bit of wiggle room, but that is bragging about your cryptocurrency holdings. It might sound awesome to say that you got into a certain cryptocurrency when it was 50 cents a piece and you purchased 200 for instance, but due to the nature of cryptocurrencies, that rather small investment could very quickly become a large investment simply due to the way that cryptocurrencies often exponentially rise in value. With that in mind, having bragged about having a rather large sum of a certain cryptocurrency and it becoming a rather large investment sometime in the future, that could very well easily make you a target for both digital as well as physical theft. So that's just a thing to keep in mind as you're talking about your cryptocurrency holdings. All right, so the third common issue is not backing up your software-based wallets. I strongly advise against using an online wallet or an exchange to store your cryptocurrency simply because you do not contain and control full ownership of those wallets through an online wallet or an exchange. However, using a software-based wallet is not without its troubles too, and the biggest issue I have with software-based wallets is not having a backup of that digital file. Some wallets do allow recovery of the wallet through a multi-word seed, which I'll get to in a little bit, but wallets without that feature, if you do lose access to that digital file or if it becomes corrupted somehow, you would lose access to all the cryptocurrencies within that software-based wallet. So it is very important to make backups and store those backups in secure locations so that if something does happen to your computer, whether it's lost or stolen, or the hard drive that your wallet is stored on is it crashes somehow, you do have a backup of that wallet that you can restore and still have access to your cryptocurrency holdings. So as I was talking about making backups of your software-based wallets, I mentioned that some wallet software will actually allow you to recover that digital wallet file by using a recovery seed. That recovery seed is a list of 12 to 24 random words that must be inputted in the correct order for your digital wallet file to be recovered. The general best practice is to write this down on a couple pieces of paper and to store those pieces of paper in two separate secure locations. The problem here arises if you don't really follow that best practice, and I'm going to go ahead and run through a couple different scenarios of how that could go wrong. The first of which is if your house was broken into and you had a piece of paper on your desk with the recovery seeds written on it with the words recovery seed written on the top. Or even without the words, an increasing number of people are becoming aware of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies and would know what a list of 24 random words could possibly be used for, especially if you had the words recovery seed written on top of that. And with that recovery seed, someone would be able to restore your wallet file just as you were able to, and get full access to your Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency. A more likely scenario is if you had written down that recovery seed and not put it in a secure location, and the time came when your computer crashed, you lost your laptop or something like that you had your wallet stored on, or it was otherwise stolen or something like that. At that point in time, you need your recovery seed to recover your wallet file so that you would have access to your Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency. If you didn't place that in a nice, safe, secure location, you might not be able to find it when you actually need it the most. So that's a little bit more likely scenario of not storing your recovery seed in a safe, secure, physical location. However, the probably worst case scenario is actually typing out that recovery seed on your computer and storing that on a text file on your computer. What we could possibly make that even worse, though, is storing that text file on an online service such as Dropbox or Google Drive that has a weak password attached to it. And definitely if you don't use two-factor authentication on those file sharing websites, and that account or your computer itself was compromised, and the person that had compromised those attacks would have full access to that recovery seed and would be very likely to know what to do with the recovery seed, and then too would have full access to your wallet and would then also have full access to your cryptocurrency holdings. So that's a couple reasons why you definitely want to store your recovery seed in a safe, secure location, so that if you do ever need it, that you will have access to it, but also so that it is not easily accessible by someone that you don't want to have access to your cryptocurrency holdings. Alright, so another common mistake that I wanted to talk about in this video is not using a password for your software-based wallets, and worse yet, using a weak password for your online wallets or exchanges. I know that I advise against storing your cryptocurrencies on an online wallet or exchange, but by the definition of trading on an exchange for different cryptocurrencies, if you want to move some of your Bitcoin to Ethereum or an alternative cryptocurrency, by definition you have to have so much of your cryptocurrencies stored on that exchange so that you can perform that trade. So the worst thing that you can do is to use a weak password in that instance. The best thing that you can do is to use the password manager to generate a nice strong password to use on that website, and also if they offer two-factor authentication, to take advantage of that. Alternatively, on your desktop side, if you have a software-based wallet, most software wallets will allow you to set a password as an added level of security, so I highly recommend doing that too. Alright, so that's pretty much a wrap for today's video, guys. I will have more videos on this series in the near future, but I did want to add a final footnote to this video, and that is the best way to really secure and protect your Bitcoin or alternative cryptocurrency is to use a cold storage method such as a hardware wallet for the majority of your cryptocurrency holdings. Alright, so that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you found this video both enjoyable as well as informative. If you did, give it a big like. I greatly appreciate that. Also, if you're not already an existing subscriber, smash that subscribe button to stay tuned for more great videos, and also hit that bell icon at the same time so you can be notified for more great videos from Provoking Tech. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, Zach out.